All right, today we are pulling back the curtain on something we're incredibly excited about, our vision for the future of learning. We're talking about the Skill Wanderer 2026 roadmap. And look, this isn't just another list of courses you can take. No, this is a full-blown plan we've put together to get you ready with the skills you're absolutely going to need for the tech world of tomorrow.
You know, this quote, it's not just some fancy tagline for us. It's really our core belief, our guiding star. We think learning has to be a personal journey. It's all about giving you the power to pick a path that really, truly clicks with what you want to achieve. It's about you taking the wheel and carving out your own future.
Okay, before we get any deeper, let's get one thing crystal clear about who we are. Skill Wanderer, we're a nonprofit. Our whole mission is to make knowledge available to absolutely everyone. And what does that actually mean? It means everything, and I mean everything we make. Every single course, every project, it's all open source and totally free. No paywalls, no sneaky subscriptions, free, forever. So, a new learning journey, the 2026 vision. What does this all actually look like? Well, we're building this whole web of learning paths that are all connected, designed to take you from knowing the absolute basics all the way to professional level mastery in some of the most sought-after tech jobs out there right now.
And here it is, the full map. Just take a look at this. We're talking about covering the whole shebang of software development. You've got your fundamentals like front-end and back-end, but then it goes into really advanced stuff like DevOps, project management. Heck, we even have a path for starting your own company. It's a huge vision for sure, but we're building it piece by piece, one step at a time.
Okay, so that's the big picture, the long-term dream. But for right now, let's zoom in on 3 paths that we are actively building as we speak. We're going to kick things off with the one that's all about building the web that you and I use every single day.
All right, first up, your front-end development path, where you'll learn to build beautiful web experiences. This is where it all comes together, right? It's that perfect mix of creativity and code, where you learn to build this stunning, interactive websites that people actually touch and use.
We've structured this journey so it makes perfect sense. You're building your skills one layer at a time, just like a pro would. So you start with the foundation, the absolute must-haves. Git, which is how you'll manage your code, and HTML, the actual skeleton of the web. Then you get to make it look good and actually do stuff with CSS and JavaScript. And finally, you level up to the big guns, the modern frameworks like React, Vue, or Angular that power the most complex apps out there today.
Now, here's what's so important about this first step. We're focused on professional habits from the get-go. You're going to start with Git. That's the tool everyone in the industry uses to track their code. So you're learning to work like a real dev from day one. And when we get to HTML, it's not just about memorizing a bunch of tags. We dive deeper. You're going to learn how to write code that's clean, meaningful, and accessible to everyone. Trust me, that's a game-changer skill.
Okay, next up, it's time for the fun stuff. Making your pages look amazing and actually interactive. You'll get your hands on modern CSS tools like Flexbox and CSS Grid. These are what give you total control to build any layout you can dream up. Then with JavaScript, you'll learn the magic of making your sites come alive. You'll learn how to make them respond when a user clicks a button or scrolls, all by directly changing the live structure of the page, which we call the DOM.
All right, switching gears now from the web to the super exciting world of mobile and game creation. Seriously, if you've ever had a story you wanted to tell or a game idea that you just can't get out of your head, this path is for you. We're talking about creating games that can play just about anywhere. And we've really designed this one to feel like a proper quest. You start your adventure by getting your essential gear, Git, of course, and the Dart programming language. Then, you'll wield the power of the Flutter framework and the Flame game engine to actually build your world. And what's the final boss battle? Launching your game for everyone out there to play. Now, the secret sauce here, the real magic, is the tech we're using. With Flutter, you can build these gorgeous, fast apps for mobile, web, and desktop, all from just one set of code. That's huge. Then, you plug in the Flame engine to handle all the core game stuff. You know, the game loop, the physics, making sure things bump into each other correctly. It's just an unbelievably powerful and efficient way to build games.
Okay, so whether you're building a website or a game, there's this one thing that can make or break the entire experience for a user, and that's quality. That's why the third path we're building out is all about that crucial, vital role, the QA or tester. This is about ensuring quality at every single step. So let's just pause here for a second and ask a really important question. How do we build software that's not just okay, but truly great? How do we make stuff that people love to use? Stuff that's totally free of those frustrating, annoying bugs and glitches?
Well, the answer is that it's not just about finding bugs anymore. It's about a whole mindset of excellence. See, the old way of thinking was that QA just finds bugs after everything's built. But the modern way, it's about being proactive, building a culture of quality right from the very start of a project. And that's exactly what our QA path is designed for. You'll kick off with the fundamentals, for sure, but you're going to quickly move into more advanced stuff like exploratory testing, which is like detective work, and non-functional testing. The end goal here isn't just to make you a tester, it's to help you think like a quality engineer, someone who understands the strategy behind things like automation and sees the whole big picture.
So this is the key takeaway. You're learning to be so much more than just a tester. You're learning to think like a detective, hunting down those tricky issues that an automated script would totally miss. You're learning to think like a business strategist, figuring out where the biggest risks are and focusing your energy there. And you're learning to be a leader, someone who can help an entire team build quality into everything they do.
Okay, so we've looked at 3 really different paths, right? Web, games, and quality. But there's a common thread, a philosophy that ties them all together. At SkillWander, it's not just about what you learn, it's all about how you learn.
Look, our whole approach is simple. We believe you learn by doing. For front-end, you learn by building real projects. For game dev, you learn by actually creating games. For QA, you learn by thinking like a detective and solving puzzles. And underneath it all, every path is built on progressive complexity. That just means we start you with the basics and slowly build up so you're never overwhelmed. The goal is to get you a solid foundation of skills that you can actually use in a real job.
And that brings us right back to where we started, to our core promise. Everything we've talked about today, every single path, is built on this one simple idea. All knowledge is open source, all learning is free. You never have to ask for permission to use it, to share it, or to build something amazing on top of it. It belongs to the community, it belongs to you.
So, we'll leave you with this one question to think about. When all the barriers are gone, when you have all the tools and all the knowledge right there at your fingertips, what will you build? What problems are you going to solve? What will you create when knowledge is truly completely free?